Hi, this is Dick Clark live in Times Square in New York City. And for the last 14 years we've been here. And people have always said, why do people come here on New Year's Eve? Hi, what's your name?
John, Raz JT.
Yeah, well, what are you all doing here at this hour of night? What does it say up here? New York loves Dick Clark, and this. You're from the Rocky Mountains?
Denver, yes, we're from Denver, Colorado.
You're not cold here?
No, we're okay. We're used to this.
The temperature is 43 degrees, by the way, here in Times Square. We will also be going to Las Vegas, Nevada, and to New Orleans, Louisiana. Fabulous celebrations happening everywhere tonight. That's a view of the square, and these great people are all gathered here. Probably a little light on crowd tonight, in addition to the Vegas and New Orleans crowds. They tell me there are a couple of 100,000 people in New Orleans, 30,000 in Vegas, and probably about 250,000. I'll tell you better when we get up top and get a good look at that crowd. And we'll be carrying it all on through here. Don't you dare go away, because this is the place to be on New Year's Rockin' Eve. It's ABC's salute with the best music from New York, Hollywood, London. The place to be, New Year's Rockin' Eve. Let's go to the party.
From Hollywood, London, and live from New Orleans, Las Vegas, and Times Square in New York, ABC invites you to the hottest party of the year, Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve 1986. Brought to you by Juicy Fruit Gum. Juicy Fruit has the taste that's gonna move you. And Dr. Pepper, the drink that's out of the ordinary, like you. And starring the Four Tops, The Judge, Barry Manilow, The Motels, Tears for Fears, The Temptations, plus live reports from Dick Clark in Times Square. And here are your hosts from the hit television shows The Love Boat and Dynasty 2, The Colbys, Ted McGinley and Emma Sands.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome to the biggest bash of the year.
New Year's Rockin' Eve 1986.
All right.
You know, Ted, before we start, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you for asking me out tonight.
Oh, come on.
Usually on New Year's Eve, I stay home, I put on my pajamas, have a nice hot toddy, and just crawl under the covers.
Pajamas, hot toddies, and covers doesn't sound like much of a party to me.
Well, it all depends who's on the guest list, doesn't it?
All right.
The Ottawa Canadians are here. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Ireland.
From Ireland?
Republic of Ireland. Hi from Ireland. Hi, Bridie. How are you doing?
All right. Now, there's a fellow down here who's supposed to be at work. Aren't you afraid of being seen on television?
No, I'm not, man. You know, I want to work. I want to have a good time.
All right. Everybody's having a good time. They're stretched from here all the way up the square, and you can see it there, what's going on. About 250,000 people gathered here in Times Square to bring it all aboard, and it's happy celebrating time, not only here, but in Las Vegas. And in Vegas, we're in downtown. I don't know whether you can see that. I think we're still here in New York. But it is a happy time for everybody, no matter where you are. There we go with Las Vegas and New Orleans coverage coming up a little bit later on tonight. Lots and lots of people gathered to bring in this 1986. I got to tell you, even though it's raining slightly in here in New York, we are going to have a wedding. 17 stories up in the air right under that flagpole a little bit later on. That's my next move up there. And believe it or not, you will see it live right here when two young people from Buffalo, New York area get married on ABC. So don't you dare go away.
You mean what you say when you say that you love me, baby? Tell me now. Your girl went away, she come back to find me playing. Ever.
And be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace, now and evermore. Amen. Kiss your bride.
Hey, there you go. We even got you. There's time for a little. There you go. Thank you, good folks. Back to the celebration in Times Square, if you will. Now, that's probably the one of the last married couples of 1985. And while all of this is going. In Times Square, there is activity in Las Vegas, Nevada, where they are gathered to bring in 1986 live via satellite in downtown Vegas on Fremont Street, the brightest lighted spot on Earth. Since 1982, they spent about $206 million on that arrangement there, and they have made it into a grand spot in New Orleans. There are 300,000 people who are coming to us through the facilities of WVUE. They're all gathered there in Jackson Square. We'll be looking at the Mississippi riverboats there. We'll be back here to check the ball drop, and it's all happening for the 14th year on ABC. Thank our friends at the Nirvana One Club restaurant that's right below us on the 16th floor, where we sent the bride and groom to join in the party, and we thank them for sharing this wonderful view, because what you're seeing is the crossroads of the world right here. That's what it's called, and it's a great view. And if you can look up here, you'll see me waving my hands like crazy. That's our vantage point, and you see us on camera number 2 at 1540 Broadway. That's right across from the New York Marriott Marquis Hotel. This is the first brand new hotel, the newest luxury convention hotel in New York in 20 years, and they decided to build it right here in the heart of Times Square. This is all part of an extraordinary activity that goes on here every year. We're glad that you decided to join us here on ABC, and let's check out the crowd activity and make sure that we see what's going on down there, because it is indeed an unusual event. What you're seeing is about less than 4 minutes before midnight. The crowds have gathered, not only here, but they are in Las Vegas, Nevada, and downtown. And when they celebrate, we'll celebrate. We'll all be joining together. As you can see, the digital clock there. The ball will drop. Let me tell you a little bit about that ball that you're looking there at Las Vegas at the moment. And they're getting equally excited. They'll have fireworks at midnight. In New Orleans, right after midnight, we'll be cutting there to check out some steamboat activity up and down the Mississippi. That's the home of jazz, red beans, rice beignets, and great restaurants. Got a couple 100,000 people there in New Orleans tonight at less than 3 minutes before midnight. Now, the ball, when it drops, is 6 feet in diameter, weighs a couple of 100 pounds, has 180 red lights and 28 green lights on it. It hangs from a pole 7 feet up in the air above us on the 17th floor here above the Nirvana Club One restaurant. And again, we thank them for allowing us to come up on their roof. This is the way they put that ball together. It's been going on here since 1908 when Jacob Starr built it. His granddaughter Tama Starr is the lady in charge of dropping it. They'll follow our digital clock and lower it by hand on those steel cables that are cotton wrapped, and it'll appear in the shape of a red apple, which you can see right now. These people will be directing their attention in less than 2 minutes to that ball, and when it begins dropping down in the last minute to that little white spot you see at the bottom, you will see complete chaos. It's the sort of thing that's been going on here for 81 years. A lot of hams down there tonight with about a minute and a half to go before 1986 arrives. It all started back in 1904 atop this magnificent landmark building. This time right now, there's a big movement going on here in the city of New York to save Times Square, to keep the lights on, because there are many changes in store. About a minute left to go, as you can see, coming up on 11:59. Keep your eye on that ball as it slowly moves down. You can see them lowering it by hand very carefully. And listen to the rising tempo of the crowd. When they see it get to halfway, they know they are in business. See them? That's the only way they know what's going on. We can watch it on television, but they're watching the red apple. It became an apple a few years ago, about 1983, as I recall. 1981, I beg your pardon. Coming up on it in 20 seconds. And it hits that little white spot at the bottom. The year 1986 will be upon us in just about 10 seconds from now. Once again, for the 14th consecutive year, let's wish you a Happy New Year! are dropping, and the folks on stage are celebrating along with us. Out in Las Vegas, the fireworks over the Union Plaza Hotel. 30,000 people out there joining in the celebration. What's happening in New Orleans? We got them all covered. There they are in Jackson Square, live via satellite. WVUA helping us out there. KTNV in Las Vegas helping us there. And, of course, ABC in New York. Once again that from Las Vegas, from New York, from New Orleans, it's all New Year's Rockin' Eve starring the Four Tops sensations. Barry Manilow coming up in a moment or two. Tears for Fears via satellite from London. The Judge in the Motels and Emma Sampson's Evidently will be on board to bring you all of the action. The place to be New Year's Eve is ABC's New Year's Rockin' Eve. We're in Times Square. Rain has stopped. Temperatures in the low 40s. It's turned out to be a great night. Mr. and Mrs. Wayne Sue were married. It's all gone well. Happy 1986.